Christmas and good evening to all of you. Welcome to Southland College Prep's actually 10th annual Christmas celebration. You know, I tend to look at things from a point of view that is unique to us. And so I have always felt that Christmas cannot begin until Southland officially says the season is open. And so tonight is Christmas Eve. And where are we? We are where we need to be and where we always are, and that is together. So I know, first of all, I want you to communicate with me, and you know how to do that, but I know that your houses are decorated and the trees are up. I know that you're preparing for a socially distant Christmas dinner, and so am I. But I know also that you're thinking, this is a little bit different. But you know, in so many ways, it's not different for me. I have to be very honest with you. It really is not different for me. First of all, I'm right where I belong, which is with you. I've always opened the season. I've always welcomed you, and we're together. And that means a lot to me. But it also is not different. They talk about a new normal. I'm not sure that I know what that means. Yes, we're spending more time at home, and I'm certainly spending more time at home. I'm either here or I'm at home. But when you think about that, and I know many of you are, there have been so many creative things that we've been able to do because we have been somewhat confined. But you know what never confines us, and it certainly doesn't confine me, and that is my imagination. And that is my ability to think, what does the future look like? My ability to think what will happen in 2021, just my ability to think, and this has given me so much time. But it's also not a new normal because I'm doing something I used to do years ago. And you're probably thinking, what is it that you do? No, I'm not a domestic goddess. So if you're envisioning that I'm at home making, I don't know, handmade biscuits or meatloaf or something, maybe every once in a while. You know, I say that every once in a while because an educated woman certainly can follow a recipe, and I can do that. But what I turned to was thinking back to the past, and I thought about my mother. I thought about my grandmother. But I wanted to have something tangible that I could hold on to. And I have my grandmother's china. You remember the days when people did not have dishwashers, but you had children, so those were the dishwashers. And my grandmother did not know what a buffet was, and so therefore everyone sat around the table. But she had the most beautiful, delicate china. And now I have it. The china hasn't been out of the boxes in years, but this year I took it out. I set the table. The whole thing, silverware, the beautiful china, stemware. And I looked at it, and it reminded me not only of my mother and all those wonderful, wonderful celebrations, but my grandmother. In those days, we cooked in the kitchen all together, all of the women. It was, I guess you would call it, was it a sexism kind of a thing? No, it was just what the women in the family did. And so I did my share. But now as I walk in my kitchen, I see this beautiful china, and it reminds me of past generations. But you know what? It puts a smile on my face. It gives me peace. It makes me calm. And I think if this is the new normal, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But, you know, there has to be a little fun side of life, and you don't know this because I've shared things over the years, but I've never shared this with you. And that is, I collect Christmas bears. I must have 45 or 50 Christmas bears. You're saying you're kidding. No, I got Christmas bears all over them. But I have not taken the Christmas bears out of their little hiding place for several years. But this year, in every spot that you can see are these bears, and puts a smile on my face. Puts a smile on my face. I think of what my husband said. He wasn't really a Christmas bear person, but he said, "Sweetheart, we're going to have to buy another house if you're going to continue collecting these bears." And so, because I know he's up in heaven looking down at me, every once in a while I do something to irritate him. So I put a bear in the shower, and I thought, okay, sweetheart, we have to decide what kind of soap he needs because he's going to take a shower. And I just felt that he was smiling at me. But there's nothing that gives me more joy than your children, my students. And right now I'm in this room that most of them and most of you have never seen. We finished the gym on time, but we decided to do some other kinds of things, which I won't necessarily describe today, but it's a beautiful place. And when you have the opportunity to come in, you'll feel a couple of things. You'll feel a welcoming spirit because this is a place where there should be children. You'll also feel that this is a place that's full of joy. You know, tonight, did you know we're coming to you live? These are not tapes of past broadcasts, which means that you allowed your children to come in to Southland, that you trusted us enough with them. And they came in, the band, the choir, the dancers. Normally we would practice for weeks and weeks and weeks. The program that you're going to see tonight is not just good, it's excellent. But back to the room. When I came downstairs a week ago, I came down here because I heard the laughter. And to me, there's nothing more stimulating, nothing that speaks to my heart and to my soul like the laughter of the children. And so I came down to say, welcome home, but I also came down just to be in their presence. And they were in this very room. But tonight, and in advance, you need to make sure that every relative that you know is tuned in. Because with good teachers, intelligent children, enthusiasm, energy, everything that was in this room, I can't even describe what the outcome was. But I know that you'll be smiling. And a good example of that, they're your children, so you know every once in a while they do something and you have no idea why they did it, but it puts a smile on your face. I'm smiling now. I'm smiling from the inside out. I do know why they performed. They performed for you. But you know there's another reason. They performed because I believe that everything that they felt that was negative this year just disappeared because they were in this room and they were in this room together and they could see their future. And that's the way that I feel. I know maybe perhaps it's a little sentimental, but sometimes I feel that someone's trying to send me a message. And a couple of weeks ago, I was at an event with Connie Kennerson and with Edward Clark. Perhaps you don't know their names, but you certainly know their voices. And as I saw Connie in particular, I thought, she has to bring this message that she has. She has a beautiful voice, but it's not just the voice, it's what she's telling us. And she sings a song, she and Edward, about being in a particular room. And I'm standing here now, and I know that in this very room are children that we both love. In this very room, children did everything that they could to make sure that the community had and has a beautiful, beautiful Christmas. But I also know that no one can bring a message like my Connie and my Edward. And I'm going to ask if you would tell our community what happens in this very room, please. Merry Christmas.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. In this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me.
There's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away gloom. For Jesus, Lord Jesus, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. There's quite enough hope, quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Jesus, Lord Jesus, is in this very
How wonderful, how wonderful, how wonderful in this very room. Thank you, Connie Kennerson. Thank you, Edward. But you know, in this room also are some people that you know. We actually have all the men of Southland are here. Our first director, when we were at Huth, Dr. Chip Johnson is here. Dr. Brian Hale, our current director, Dr. Corey Levy. Just a point of information, it seems that when you come to Southland, you always feel the need to go back and get more education, and so you might have known them before that time, but they all have earned doctorates. But you know, in this very room also is our second director. Her name is Andrea Kidd. And Andrea, I think of as being the mother of Southland. She had such a wonderful way of addressing the students, and Just let me give you one example. We had quite a bit of noise in the building, and so she got on the loudspeaker and she said, you know, I believe that Mrs. Kidd, she usually talked about herself in the third person. I think Mrs. Kidd was not clear this morning. And I couldn't have been clear because I sensed that people did not go directly to class. I couldn't have been clear because some people were late for class. I couldn't have been clear because I know instruction has begun and I know that you're not listening. And she said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to repeat my message because I want total clarity. And by the time that she finished, every child was in class, every child was focused, because underneath that demeanor, underneath that exterior, yes, she was a mother, but with the term mother goes strength and a fortitude that children recognize. But Andrea was a very special person, close to me, but very different than me. You know the history of Southland, so you know at that time we were fighting against some pretty big odds to just exist. But every time I would talk with Andrea and I would describe the court case or describe this or that, and she would just say, Dr. Davis, His grace, His grace. And she would just walk away and leave me to think about it. And as time went on, and I got to know Andrea better, I knew, first of all, she had a very beautiful voice, which I did not know till much, much later in our relationship. But she meant what she said. And if there was anything negative that happened, not necessarily to the children, but to us, she would just say, His grace. And at one time, I had my doubts about our existence, and I was talking to her, and so she said, so a school that is ranked as exemplary, a school that is sending children to all kinds of colleges that they never dreamed that they were going to go to, a school where people care. And you're saying that you have a doubt in your mind? How could that be? Is not, and this is the exact quote, is not His grace sufficient to take care of the children? I'll remember that for the rest of my life. But Andrea was our second leader, our day-to-day manager, and probably, because I know there are alumni out there, you remember her, her not only her heart, but the way that she expressed herself. What I remember is that Andrea Kidd always gave me courage, always. And so I'm going to share with you just a little bit about her. But I welcome Dr. Johnson, Dr. Hale, and Dr. Levy this evening because they actually are going to be the masters of ceremony. And I'm hopeful, I don't know this, but I'm hopeful that I will just be able to think about the children, about their performance, and the way that they looked in this very room. Let us begin. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Merry Christmas to everybody, and we do hope that it will be a happy new kind of year. This is Chip Johnson. I am, as she said, the former director of the Southland College Prep Charter High School. And I'm going to tell you, when we started in 2010, it was miraculous how we were getting ready to build this high school, because we started on 2 hallways in the Huth Middle School in Madison, Illinois, just right up the street. And I remember we had to be very innovative and very creative. For instance, when the students would come out of classes or go into classes, I had to be the bell. So I created a red sign, a yellow sign, and a green sign. So the red would signal that you were late, you got a tardy. The yellow meant you had 30 seconds to get to class, and the green would mean that you had time to roam the hallways and go to your locker. That's the kind of innovation that we had. But it built not only from there, it went to the music side of it, to the academic side of it. For instance, Cheryl Frazier built a very strong forensics team that went on to build awards, or to win awards, I should say, and did a great job and continues to do a great job. The music program continued to build from choir to band to we have dance and things like that. You're going to see all of that tonight on this telecast, and it's going to be great. But it was a great time when we transitioned to our new building here that we're standing in now with this wonderful Christmas tree behind me. We are going to have a great program for you, but the transitions that we made here also included staff transitions. Unfortunately, I got called to a new position that I couldn't say no to, and I had to transition to a different role. But following me was Dr. Brian Hale, who came from our school district elementary side over to the Southland as our new director. And I'm telling you, he did some great things, Dr. Hale. I can't tell it like you can.
Thank you very much, Dr. Johnson. I really appreciate it. And Merry Christmas, everyone. One of my earliest memories was meeting with Dr. Davis when she was deciding to bring me to Southland. And she brought me out into the hallway during dismissal. And during dismissal, some of my former SALT students in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade approached me. And it was just so shocking to me to see them in high school at that time. And it just made me realize that I was home, that this was the place I needed to be so I could see them graduate, so that I would be with them from 4th grade until they graduated. So that was a great experience. Another experience that I had, and I still cherish to this day, are our all-in celebrations. All in meant that all students had graduated, all students had been accepted into a college or university. And I just remember being in these hallways, being in the cafeteria during the celebration, where there was just so much joy and excitement on the behalf of students because they supported one another to the end. So those are some of my great memories here at Southland. But I too had to transition to another position, but I did turn it over into the great hands of Dr. Corey Levy.
Now, do you think he really knows what he's in for with this job?
Well, I believe he has an idea, but let's hear from him right now.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen. I think I do have an idea, in being the neophyte amongst you two. I do certainly have an idea of what I'm getting myself into here at Southland. Southland still provides those wonderful experiences and opportunities for students. Yes, they do. And also with the addition of the PAC in the gymnasium, doing some great things for students here at Southland. But the one thing that really gets me the most is being able to see those students come over from elementary school and walk into these doors as freshmen and then finally graduate, and being able to have those relationships and building those bonds with those students. Dr. Johnson, you mentioned something about choir?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, we had, again, I said 15 members in that choir. But now the choir has grown immensely to over 85 members, still under the direction of the directors, very good friends of mine, professionals, consummate professionals in front of the choir. Dr. Sterling Culp, who started with us, really groomed our children in voice, in showtime, showed them moves on the stage and everything, which you're going to see tonight. And then his associate, Mrs. Elizabeth Norman Sojourner. They are two phenomenal instructors here at Southland in our Fine Arts Department. And so you're going to see their work tonight with "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," directed by Dr. Sterling Culp.
see what was the matter. I went to the window, I flew like a flash, threw open the shutters, threw open the sash.
Then what to my wondering I should appear, but a minute just lay in a tiny reindeer with a little low driver so lively and quick that I knew right away that it must be Saint Nick.
More rapid than eagles, his voices they came, and he whistled and shouted and called in my name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the points, to the top of the wall. Dash away, dash away, dash away, dash away Each went to its way, to its deep, gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a pistol. But I heard him explain, ere he drove out of sight. Merry Christmas to all, and to Tis the night after Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature is stirring, not even a mouse. The presents are scattered and broken, I fear, and Saint Nicholas won't come again for a year.
The children are nestled all snug in their neat little beds, while memories of sugar plums dance in their
Mama in her kerchief, Papa in his cap, are settled at last for a long winter's
Wow, guys, Christmas time is already here, and it doesn't even seem like we've gotten through March. But Christmas is real, and so is Santa Claus. Santa Claus is just as real to our kindergartners and our first graders, our pre-K kids. He is just as real to them as he is to us. And he brings a lot of good toys and goodies on his sleigh, but he also has a lot of good things in his bag. So here to sing, The Man with the Bag, Chesney Roulette.
Soon gonna jingle the bells that'll tingle all your troubles away. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is coming again. He's got a sleigh full, it's not gonna stay full. He's got stuff to drop at every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Christmas is coming again. He'll be here with the answers to the prayers that you made through the year. You'll get yours if you've done everything you should. Extra special good, he'll make this December the one you'll remember the best and the merriest you ever did have. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Christmas is here again. To drop at every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Christmas is here again. He'll be here with the answers to the prayers that you made through the year. You'll get yours if you've done everything you should. Extra special good, he'll make this December the one you'll remember the best and the merriest you ever did have. Everybody's waiting, they're all congregated, waiting for the man with the bag, waiting for the man with the bag. Merry Christmas.
In 2017, 3 students had a dream to create a string program. And under Dr. Davis's blessing, the Southland String Ensemble was born. Here now, under the direction of Alexandria Hill, the Southland String Ensemble.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered would soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to a blind man? Oh, Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels tread? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? Oh, Mary, did you the blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Oh, Mary. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? This sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. The great I am. The blind will see, the deaf will hear, and the dead will live again. He's the greater, He's moving, He's healing. Oh, He's the greater, He shall be called Wonderful and Counselor. He's a greater, there's healing in His hands, lightning in His eyes. Truly this man is, He's a greater. The great I am.
When you think about raise the roof off the building when it comes to big sounds, we have been really fortunate over the years with the voice that you're about to hear in this next selection. Singing the Christmas song, our own Dr. Sterling Culp.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows some turkey and some mistletoe helps to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your hearts begin, and have yourself a merry little Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Good evening, everyone. As you well know, we closed early in March, on the 16th really, when the governor said all public and private schools were going to be closed. We thought, I don't know, for 2 or 3 weeks, I thought, and this has gone on and on as we've involved ourselves in the fight with COVID-19. However, the fact that we were closed meant that we were not able to honor someone in the way that we normally would. So the first time that our family has been together, and we know all of us are watching now because we're celebrating Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. What a joyful thing, what a wonderful thing that Mr. Lawrence, our first band director, agreed to join us today. And you're going to see his band, not the original band, because I don't know if Mr. Lawrence remembers the 7 original band members, and I think he never said to me, Dr. Davis, are you insane? But in the beginning when we were at Huth, and the concept of Southland, the dream, began as a reality, Mr. Lawrence agreed to leave the Chicago system and to come out to us. We're very different than Chicago. Yes. But in starting a band, I visualized huge groups of students. What we really had were 7 students in the original band. But last year, when we closed because of the pandemic, Mr. Lawrence's band, and it is Mr. Lawrence's band, was 117 students. And so I share that with you because there have never been in this building more than 560 students. So that meant that at any one time, almost a third of the school belonged to what I like to call the Lawrence years of the band. So the evolution from 7 to over 100, and the adding of the jazz band, the ambassador band, of course, existed, the concert band, and then I don't know how Mr. Lawrence felt about this concept of the students wanting a marching band. But the next thing you know, we purchased marching band uniforms, and we were in the Veterans Parade and the Memorial Day Parade, and then we ventured downtown and on and on and on. But regardless of how Mr. Lawrence felt, as the band began to grow and become more active, he was always in a leadership capacity, and he invited some other bands to come to us. You must remember the day that we welcomed 260 Hampton students here, which was quite a venture. Right now, as you know, we stand in an entirely different room, but we did not know how we were going to accommodate one of the strongest HBCU's marching bands, 260 of them, but we did.
Yes, we did.
And Mr. Wazak and Mr. Lawrence turned the parking lot into a big stage, and well, we brought in bleachers, and they performed. And so, Mr. Lawrence, some of your original students are here, and we want to make a presentation to you. We love you. We're grateful for everything that you did, but when they heard you were going to be in the building today, they also wanted to have a presence. So if you would, gentlemen.
Mr. Lawrence, on behalf of the Southland College Prep Instrumental Music Program, we would like to dedicate this plaque for your leadership helping us to live the dream. We thank you for 10 years of your service, not only to, oh man, I'm one of the, well, we're one of the first people to come through and work with you, and we just want to say thank you. And words don't say it enough. You've touched the hearts and minds of all of us, and we just thank you, Mr. Lawrence. So we want to award you this plaque.
Thank you so much, Grandpa. That's what the latter kids call me now, because we have Mr. Harrigan, who's taking my place. He's the new band director, but the kids affectionately call me Grandpa. Sorry, that got me there on that one. And I appreciate working with all of you guys. You know, it's been my lifelong dream to be a teacher. And I always knew I wanted to be a teacher from 7 years old on up. Just didn't know what I wanted to teach. Because when I first entered college, I started off as a math major. And then I found that my true love was for music, so I went on and changed my major. I believe the first week of school. And I've been living that dream ever since. So music is a way of fostering lives, livelihoods, and pleasure, all in one idiom. So with this, I really appreciate this. Live the dream, keep the dream alive, guys. I know that you all are, most of you, I have to say, they're music majors, and I'm proud of that as well. And keep the dream going through other young people, because it's a dream worthwhile living. Thank you.
Begun as an after-school activity in 2010 with only 6 members, the jazz band has evolved into a fully accredited class and ensemble. Under the direction of Mr. Ron Harrigan, here is Southland's Jazz Band.
Wasn't that phenomenal? We just have some great talent out here at Southland. Hope you enjoyed that. Connie Kennison has been with us for many years. I mean, when we talk about our beginning from 2010, she's been with us almost that long, and she's been a very wonderful favorite of ours here at Southland. Here to sing "O Holy Night," Miss Connie Kennison.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. All on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night
The instructional music program focuses on supporting our students to enter college and be successful. Under the direction of Mr. Ron Harrigan, we have the drum line, concert band, and wind ensemble.
Southland Dancers began at Southland's inception with only 40 dancers. 10 years later, Southland has a full dance program with almost 100 dancers, learning jazz, ballet, modern, contemporary, and tap. Under the tutelage of Mrs. Gloria Chapman and her associate, Mr. Ricky Davis, here are Southland Dancers.
Merry Christmas, 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 Merry
The Southland Singers have earned Best in Show. Now let's enjoy another performance.
This is my wish for the world, that peace will find its way to every boy and girl. And this is the time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings. Fill the air with joyful noise, ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth, let there be peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine, let it shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard, let there be peace on earth.
This is my wish for the world, that love will find its way to every boy and girl.
Let it start with you, let it start with me. Let a love be the song that everybody sings.
Fill the air with joyful noise, ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth, let there be peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine, 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 shine. Let every voice be heard, let there be peace on earth.
I hear the sweetest sound, the sound of hope to come. Together we could bring goodwill to everyone.
Let it start with you, let it start with me. Let every nation rise and sing this harmony. Fill the air with joyful noise, ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth, let there be peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine, 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 shine. Every voice be heard, let there be peace on earth. Fill the air with joyful noise, ring
now, a special gift from Southland to you, The Prayer, danced by Shania Tate and Ricky Davis, singers Mrs. Elizabeth Norman Sojourner and Roderick Dixon.
I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us as we go, and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe.
La luce che tu dai
I pray we'll find your
nel
light
cuore resterà
and hold it in our
a
hearts.
ricordarci che
When stars go out each night,
l'eterna stella sei
Lord, they'll know where you are.
nella mia preghiera.
Let this be your prayer
Quanta fede c'è
when shadows fill our days.
lead us to a place
Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be
sogniamo non senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia e di speranza. Ognuno dia la mano sua in giro, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza che ci dai
Now we ask that life be
e il
kind
desiderio
and Lord,
che
watch us from
ognuno
above.
trovi
We hope each
amore
soul will
intorno e dentro
find
sé.
another soul to love. Let this be your prayer. Let this be your prayer.
Just like every child,
Just like every child needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace.
give us faith so we'll be saved. E la fede che hai acceso in noi. Sento che ci salverà.
I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's performance as much as I did. I'm sitting here debating with myself to see exactly which performance did I enjoy the most. And I have to say I enjoyed the entire show. I have to remain neutral, so it was a fantastic performance by all.
I'm going to say I can't be neutral because I am so proud of one of my former students. When I came out here, I was the assistant principal at the Madison Elementary School, and Chesney Rollette was one of my students at that time. I remember putting her in her first Christmas performance, and I can't remember what she sang, but I know she sang and really blessed you all's hearts today. That was really special to me. But what was also special was just to see how the choir has grown and the band and the dancers, and it's just phenomenal how we started out here. And I was really fortunate to be here in 2010 with my partner, Dr. Blondine Davis, the leader of this whole thing, and I call her my partner because she's really been a really good support to me in my efforts, in my career, in education. And so, I mean, we can't really say enough about what this will do to bring a smile of cheer to our families and our parents, not only to the ones that are currently here, but to the ones who have gone on and who have been in colleges and now graduated from colleges from 2010, and that's special to me. But I mean, the band was here, and then you all won some speech awards and things like that under your leadership, and I know you had a smile on your face about that.
Yes, very much so. I am so proud of these students. These are my babies, all of them, and once again, they did a top-notch job, making the entire community proud, and them staying focused throughout this situation that we've been in. This has brought so much joy to each and every one of us. We are excited to move forward because Southland is all about moving forward and still excelling through it all. So once again, Dr. Davis, marvelous job. Great job, students, teachers, and all staff members.
Yeah, we can't give enough thanks and praise to all of the ones who really make this happen, especially our wonderful teachers. But I must say, you know, we've been trained to follow leadership, and we really didn't want to put these on today, but we really kind of liked it after we did it. But our new director here, you got it, brother, you know, and we followed your advice. So we got these, but just tell the people that we don't really dress like this all the time.
They do. But no, I must say, to be honest with you, I must say, we just wanted to bring a lot of Christmas cheer to you. And like I said, the performance was at a very high level. And, you know, we didn't want to be real serious. We wanted to get in the mood of the holidays. So I asked that both of them, all three of us, wear these jackets tonight. But I don't know if I've already said it to you both. I truly appreciate you and thank you for all that you do. And sincerely, please know that Southland will always be your home.
Southland always feels like I'm home. I mean, I spent the whole day,
does.
and I always feel like home, sweet home. Not just home, but home, sweet home. So these are your former and present leaders. And on behalf of Dr. Davis, the board, we all just want to stand here and say to you,
Merry Christmas.
Hey Santa, 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 hey Santa. When are you going to Atlanta? Can I hitch a ride with you, old man? My gal lives in Dixieland. Santa, don't bring me any toys, just bring my baby and a bottle of joy. Maybe just a taste for Uncle Roy. We all know Santa is a good old boy. Can you bring along a bottle of peppermint schnapps? The trumpet player is really tops. I got no time in Dixieland.